गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सेदसादनम् प्रणो देवे सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रयवतो गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Greetings to all. This evening we have Dr. K.M. Ganesh, Research Associate, Department of Chemistry, Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, summarizing the third and fourth chapter of Dhyana Vahini. Dr. Ganesh joined Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning in the year 2002 for the BSc Hons program. He then went on to complete his MSc in Chemistry, Masters in Philosophy, and PhD in Analytical Chemistry. He then joined for postdoctoral research and has been associated with Medical Device Development Program at Star Labs in Central Research and Instrumental Facility of Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. He is also pursuing his clinical studies with Cardiology Department of Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences, Prashanthi Gram. He has been actively associated with cultural, service, sports, and spiritual activities of Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. He has conducted study circle sessions at awareness class and summer course programs of Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning and has been member of panel discussion and study circles in Sri Sathya Sai Media Center. He has delivered talks during Prashanthi Vidwan Mahasabha and festivals in Sai Kulwant Hall. Has been associated with Sri Sathya Sai National Leadership Program since 2022, where he had summarized the last 4 chapters of Dhyana Vahini. This session, he will be summarizing chapter 3 and 4 of Dhyana Vahini and will be sharing his perspectives on the path of meditation as enunciated by Bhagwan. Dr. K.M. Ganesh, Sai Ram.
Thank you, sister, for your kind introduction. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, brother. Sai Ram.
Yeah. Sai Ram, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
At the very outset, offering our most reverential salutations at the lotus feet of our beloved Divine Master, Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba. Dear sisters and brothers, loving Sai Ram to all of you. I'll first share the screen and then we'll proceed from there. Yeah. Yes. So I'm here to summarize the chapter 3 and 4 of Dhyana Vahini. The best part about all the Vahinis is that Swami has himself directly written every word, every line of it. So unlike Sathya Sai speaks, of course, Swami has given discourses, and there have been translators who have translated the Telugu language into English. But one of the most authentic form of, I would say, Sai literatures are all the Vahinis that Swami has written, starting from Prema Vahini and then Dhyana Vahini. So to begin with, I would present my perspective on what Swami has given in these concepts. The concept that has covered in chapter 3 and 4 is how the importance of controlling the temper of mind, concentrations, and what is concentration and one-pointedness, which are key for the meditation. Yearn for the right thing, Swami says. Reaching the goal through meditation, gain inward vision is what covered in chapter 3. And chapter 4, Swami talks about eschewing the 10-fold sins, be unaffected by the illusion, First, good qualities, later absence of qualities. The placid, calm, unruffled character wins out. Meditation is the basis of spiritual experience. So if you all would have gone through this chapter 3 and 4, you would have realized it is more like what Swami is saying. What is the mental attitude one needs to have? What are the characteristics of one's mental attitude should be before you venture into meditation? I mean, not exactly before, because both meditation and this attitude goes hand in hand. It's a complementary thing which happens hand to hand. It's not like, once you perfect this and then you sit for meditation. As you meditate, the meditation gives you the strength of strengthening these qualities. And the more you strengthen these qualities, which Swami is emphasizing, you can go deeper into the meditation. So both go hand in hand. Okay. So it is very important to understand what are the prerequisite characteristics that Swami is laying down in these chapter 3 and 4. To begin with, if you look at this image, my approach will be more image based, because there's a saying in English that a picture is worth 1,000 words. What one picture you can remember, because our whole mind, our subconscious mind, it captures and retains the image more than the words. So my whole presentation will be more on the images, so that you can remember the concept. Try to catch the concept. Okay, that's concept is the key. And how to apply is, of course, it's the self-improvisation and self-innovative methods that everybody should, apply. So the first image, what you're seeing is a man trying to push a huge boulder. Okay, so here is where I would like to share a Chinna Katha of Swami only. Swami says that there was one guru, and there were some 7-8 disciples who go to that guru and says, "Oh Guru, we want Brahmagyan, we want to realize the ultimate." So Guru says, very fine. See, there's a big boulder there. All of you go and push that boulder. So all the Shishyas, 7-8 Shishyas, they start pushing the boulders. So of course they were thinking, such a huge boulder, we know it's not going to move. But okay, because Guru has told, let's try, give it a try. So by the end of the day, some 4 or 5 disciples, they run off. They think this Guru is mad. He's given us a wrong task, or he's just wasting our time. So next day, some 3 disciples were left. Out of respect for the Guru, they continued that effort. They're more like giving a moral demonstration. They're just doing because Guru has told, they're just holding it. When the Guru is watching, they're just holding the rock. When the Guru is that side, they're like. But one student was very persistent. He was actually putting all his effort in pushing the rock. By the end of the second day, other 2 disciples, they run off. But one disciple continues to push the rock, and 1 week goes by and the Guru comes, or 1 week to 2 weeks goes by, and the Guru says, what are you doing? He's still pushing the rock. Okay, knowing very well that rock will not move. Okay, but because Guru has told, he's pushing the rock. After 2 weeks, Guru tells him, okay, come here. Now you do this task. Basically what Guru was doing, Guru was preparing him for another task, and he had entrusted him, because in that 2 weeks that he was pushing the rock, he developed an arm strength which was good enough for him to execute the next task which Guru had given. So the moral of the story is, when Guru told, push the rock, Guru did not say move the rock, push the rock. We can push the wall also. Okay, whether it moves or not is a secondary thing. When Guru tells you something, there are deeper implications that those command. So all the things, that concepts, it might look very simple, as Swami is saying, okay, concentration, one-pointedness, this, we'll read it. Like so hundreds of books we would have read. But the main thing is, you have to sincerely put into practice whatever Swami has told. Okay, you might not know or understand the significance of it, but as you proceed in the path of meditation, you will realize the importance of each and every word that Swami has told. So here is the first thing that I would like to emphasize is, have an attitude of faith in what Swami is telling. The faith is important. The beauty, what is the gift of faith? There's a saying that if you have faith on something which you cannot see, the gift is you start seeing what you are having faith in the first place. Please note it down. It's a very powerful statement. Having faith on something. See, if I say this is a pen, have faith that this is a pen. I know, I can see it. Okay, I know it's a pen. I don't have to have a faith that it's a pen. But God is not visible. There are certain things which are, certain higher powers which are not visible. So first step is to have faith. When you have faith on something which you cannot see, the gift is you will start seeing what you are having faith in. Okay, and that's how we can bring God, we can bring Swami, we can bring the higher powers, our belief system into reality. His first step is to believe. First important. In fact, Swami, there was a devotee who was arguing with Swami. Swami, you give us experience first, and once you give us experience, we'll have faith. Swami says, no, that's not the way. First, you have to have faith, then I give you the experience. Because if you don't have faith, even if the experience comes, you'll think it's a coincidence. It was a coincidence. Okay, that's what we say. We rationalists, we rationalize everything. It was a coincidence. The first thing is to have faith. When you have faith, God gives you with experience. And when it comes to faith, this is also we have to understand. This is a very important and a very powerful incident from Shirdi Baba's life. When Shirdi Baba was sitting and Shama and Tathya were pressing Shirdi Baba's feet. And some of the devotees, they felt jealous. All the time, Tathya and Shama are getting the chance, to be in close proximity of Shirdi Baba. They're always with him. They're very close to Swami's Shirdi Baba's physical form. So after a few days, one devotee, he mustered the courage, because Baba was very, if he can be sometimes very strong, in his words, he can be very strict. So a lot of courage. He went and he represented the cases of many 4 or 5 devotees who were with him. They were sweeping the veranda and all that. They say, Baba, we are also cleaning the vadas. We are also engaging in so many activities. Why is it that only Shama and Tathya are getting such good opportunity? We also deserve to press your feet. We also want that opportunity. We also have faith that you're God. Okay, we also have faith that you. And he was not bluffing. He was not bluffing. He felt that he's got faith, and he very strongly went and told this to Swami, to Shirdi Baba. Shirdi Baba told, okay, come and press my feet. And Shama and Tathya, they moved aside, and that devotee was like, wow, maine manga aur mil gaya. Because I just asked and I got it. So he went and started pressing Shirdi Baba's feet. And that's where Baba does a leela. Baba, with his sankalpam, with his will, he moves the ceiling of the roof on the top, as if it was about to fall on them. So that instant, what happens? The man who had come forward, he runs out of the room. He thinks that, oh my God, it's going to fall. He runs out of the room. But the Tathya and Shama, their instinctive reaction was they went and covered Shirdi Baba like this. Okay, instinctively they jumped and they covered Shirdi Baba. And it was like after some 10-15 seconds, or half a minute, that guy is peeping inside the room and he's seeing whether the ceiling has fallen. But Shirdi Baba is sitting calmly, and Shama and Tathya are holding Baba's, they're just covering Baba like the brick should not fall on Baba's. So he felt very embarrassed. And then he comes forward and Baba says, what happened? You just said that you have got faith. You said you have got faith that I am God, I am Guru. What just happened just now? You just one test and you ran off. And forget the faith. At least out of concern, if there is an old man sitting, you will try to save that person. No, that also is not there. You first think the moment the danger is there, you ran off. That's when he realized that, oh my God, I was thinking I've got faith. But actually, when the test came, why the Guru tests us? On one of the speeches, one student was speaking in front of Swami. He says, Swami's, test is his paste. When he tests, that's what Baba does, So then Swami later called one student and told, see, I don't have to test whether you've got faith or not. I am your antaryami. I'm already inside you. I test so that you know where do you stand. Okay. Many of us think we have devotion, we have God, we are faith, we are strong, we are courageous, this blah, blah, blah. It's good to have those positive beliefs. Yes. But when you're tested, thank God that you're getting the test, because Swami says, I send the examination when you're eligible for promotion. All of us at the end semester, we get the exam. Main exam is the final exam before we go to 8th to 9th or 10th to 11th standard, just before that, the main exam comes. And that's when we are eligible to be promoted, that's when test is given. So you should be thankful that God tests, but always remember the test is done so that you know where you stand. Okay, so that is very important. So have this attitude of faith. Yes, Swami, I have faith, and give me true, genuine faith in you, true, genuine devotion at your lotus feet. That should be our constant prayer. Even as we sincerely read the book, you will see some of the days, you take a resolution. Swami, today I will speak truth. Absolutely, I will not speak any lie at all. Just see 24 hours. There will be situations, small tests that will come. And of all the days, those days of that particular week, you'll be tested. And sometimes we are absent-minded, we fail the test. But don't beat yourself up for that. Okay, be happy that, okay, God is showing interest, because the moment you show interest in God's teachings, God also immediately starts his reflection, his mirror. So this is what I wanted to share about faith. Have faith in Guru's words. And when, see, for example, it looks very an impossible task, go and push the rock. He said, push the rock. The action of pushing is important. He didn't say move the rock. So do it. Just do it. When Swami tells something, just do it. And do it with patience and perseverance. There should be Shraddha and Saburi. You should have faith, Shraddha, and Saburi. There should be perseverance also. This is a very important mental attitude. Please note it. That is the first point, is to have faith in Guru's word. Point number 1, which is very, very important, is to have faith. Have faith in Guru's words. Okay, that is very important. Then only we can progress. Otherwise, it is all just philosophy. We are reading some book and we are just, oh, it's nice entertainment, and it becomes like, we get into the cycle of over-analysis, and which leads to paralysis. Okay, we don't do anything. Okay, that's the common thing. So this is the first image. Please stick it inside your mind, that have faith, okay, in Guru's word. Then Baba goes on to say, you should have this attitude that whatever happens in your life, some things may appear to be good in the beginning and later it appears to be bad. How is it? Swami says the outside thing doesn't change. It's your mental attitude. The attitude that you should have, this is again point number 2 that you should write down, is whatever is happening in your life, however bad, cruel, painful it might be appearing to be at this moment, experientially as a human being, it is for your good. Okay. And this is a beautiful example again from Swami's own this thing. What you can see is there is this series image. There are many painters. There's a huge, maybe some 5th or 6th story building it is. And if you have to paint all the way till the top, you have to take the help of the scaffolds. You can see the bamboo scaffolds on the image. I'm sure everybody is able to see. So if you have to paint all the way up till the top of the building, you need the support of the bamboo scaffold. Okay. So during the time of painting, it is important that you have bamboo scaffold. But once the painting is done, and if you leave the bamboo scaffold, it looks very ugly. Everybody will start cursing the same scaffolding which was required for painting the whole building in the first place. So what was very good up till a particular phase looks ugly at a later point of time. Okay, so this is what, see, for example, the famous example of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is there, where he had a disciple. We all know Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He had Brahmananda or Rakhal and Vivekananda, 2 most popular disciples of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So one day what happens, Rakhal, Brahmananda was very calm, very docile, very soft person. He was a very soft-hearted person, but he used to meditate beautifully. He used to go into meditation very deep. He used to, in fact, keep some chana, and chana ko potli, he used to keep, chana means like gram, he used to keep inside the pouch of cotton pouch, and he will be sitting at the next to the Ganges, where the pouch is immersed inside the water, and he'll go into deep meditation. And whenever he comes out of the meditation, he'll remove the pouch, he'll eat few grams, and he'll continue so that the meditation is unbroken. That deep meditation he used to do. So one day he was traveling in the boat, and somebody said, hey, look at these youngsters, they're wasting their time, they should get into samsara life. That guru, that mad person, Thakur, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was addressed as Thakur. Okay, that Thakur is making these young people, they're spoiling the society, and these people are whiling away their life. They should work hard, they're lazy. So they were criticizing, and Brahmananda felt very bad, okay, that his guru is being criticized. If anybody speaks about Swami, we get boiled up, we get angry. What is anybody? Because we see Swami, what happens, Guru, you start seeing them as your own father and mother. The own best friend, in fact, closer than even parents sometimes. He was feeling miserable, but he didn't utter a single word. He was feeling bad, he felt, and he came almost crying and went to Thakur and told Thakur, there were some 2-3 people criticizing you. I felt very bad. And then Thakur blasted him. What is this? If somebody is scolding your guru, how come you did not raise your voice? You should have shouted at them. You should have made them shut up. And Naren was sitting there. He was listening to all this. Okay. And Naren is already a very dynamic personality. So next day, deliberately, he went and sat in the boat. Okay. And the same jokers, the same set of men were, see, this is one more character. He's wasting. And then as soon as they started criticizing Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Vivekananda caught the collar of one fellow, and almost pushed him inside the water and said, one more word and I'll shove you inside under the water. Okay, and everybody were like, Vivekananda was very solid. He was a very strong guy also. And he comes back and he very proudly says, see, today the same thing happened. I gave a sound thrashing to them, and to his surprise, Ramakrishna blasts him. Okay, how come you're a sannyasi? You should have control over your anger. So he was saying, yesterday only you're telling to, raise the voice. No, that is for Ramananda. That's not for you. So then he was surprised. So this is what we have to understand. See, every guru, he knows what is the inner core of a personality. And we have to understand, we should not blindly see, to follow God's command, we have to use our discrimination always. Always use your discrimination. Vivekananda was already a very dynamic, I should not say word overconfident, very confident personality. Okay, he had to temper down. The Swami says, no, if the tire is having extra air, you have to remove some air from the tire. If it is less, then you have to fill. It's just like that. If you see somebody removing air from the tire, you start removing air in all the tires. That is not how it is. You have to see the tire pressure. Based, if the tire pressure is less, you pump air. If it is more, then you release the air. That is how the teachings have to be applied into our life also. Okay, and that's when you're telling something also, you have to understand. So this is a very important thing, which Swami says. What is tempering? There are certain things which are good, certain things bad. It is contextual. It is desha kala paristhiti, depending on the situation. Okay, so what is the attitude, mental attitude we need to have? The mental attitude should be, you should be equanimous, you should be balanced, and you should take it in a good stride. Okay, there is a reason why it is happening. It's not like blindly accepting it. That is like they say, andha vishwas. Aisa nahi, I'm not telling in that way, but there should be an inner patience. Rather than getting affected immediately, you should understand there should be inner calmness. Basically, meditation makes you a calm person, and calmness is very powerful virtue. So this is one more training that you have to understand. First was faith. Second is, there's something might be good at this juncture, it becomes bad. Something is bad now, good. Not to be judgmental, okay, but have that basic calmness and poise. Be responsive, not reactive. Okay, between a stimulus and reaction, what makes us human beings, we respond. Okay, so that is very important. Next slide. Okay, this is something which is very important. Please see this. If you have, you can screenshot this image also. It's a very very beautiful image where you can see a person is walking on a tightrope. Okay, all the time he has to be focused, he has to be balancing himself. Okay, he has to balance himself, and what he has done, he has opened his hand and he is balancing and is walking. Okay, on left side you can see there is a black bird, on right side there's a white bird. Okay, understand this. So now this attitude also you have to understand, you have to get where black bird symbolizes all the negative, bad incidents of our life, or some people we don't like. Some people we don't like. Just a second, I will just. Yeah, I've made it calm now. So those are the bad incidents. The black bird represents that. Okay, and the white bird represents all the good things in life that we want to grab. Okay, so this picture you have to understand. If you try to push away things which are bad or people you are bad, when you try to push, what will happen? You will fall from the rope. When you try to grab the white thing, the good thing also, then also you will fall. Okay, so because either if you run behind, the desire is dangerous and perversion is also dangerous. Likes is dangerous, dislike is also dangerous. See, a person who wants to seriously progress in meditation, we have to understand that we have to, suppose today brinjal curry is there in the lunch. Okay, because brinjal curry is there, some people don't like brinjal curry, so they skip the lunch or they go out and eat somewhere. Okay, now this is fine up to a particular stage, but over a period of time, if you are a sadhaka, you have to understand whatever is coming, you should be able to adapt to it. It's adapt in the sense you accept it with the open end. Okay, it's come. Okay, until you've got some allergic reaction, it's a different issue. So the more you reduce your likes and dislikes, the more you come at the equilibrium points, which is the rope on which the man is walking. Okay, and you become, your mental attitude should be this. It's not like I want to eat this particular item and I'll travel 15 kilometers to get it and I come back, that much of I want it is also not good. At the same time, this is that I will not have food only. That kind of, if our attitude is there, mental attitude is there, it is not good for a sadhaka if you want to seriously progress in the path of meditation. And also remember, birds come and go. They come, sit, fly, and go off. They're not permanent things. Birds, what? They come for a few minutes, few hours, they go off. So bad situation and good, both are temporary things. This also is very symbolic and it's very important to understand. They come and go. So what happens? See, now summer season is there. Okay. The peak of summer, it's very hot. Okay, current goes and we are sweating. And if you're getting so perturbed and oh, this current is not there, see that this is a training that you should not get affected. Okay, power is not there. Maybe in 1 or 2 hours it will come back. So you have to yourself see how you can bring a transform in your personality. When things are bad, don't overreact or get agitated. Okay, don't get so agitated. Be calm. And for being calm, there has to be a path. Swami says, it can be Namasmarana. It can be certain name that you're chanting inside. You have to be anchored on something. Your journey, fundamental thing is you're proceeding towards God. Okay. That should be your primary focus. Okay. Without, that particular focus, if you get distracted by this bad situation or good, then you're gone. A simple example in a very mundane, those people who follow cricket, we know something called, they irritate the batsman. Okay. There's a term for that. What is it called? Anybody knows? An Australian team is known for that. Sledging. Yes. Sledging. So see, when they sledge, they provoke the batsman to such an extent that they lose the concentration. The concentration should be on the ball, okay, but they become emotional. They want to hit 6 and 4 just to prove that, and they get out. Okay, so life will present a lot of sledging situation in your life, but you should not lose your calm. If you understand this particular picture, the significance of this picture, where you're not trying to push away something, because it comes and goes, and okay, it is there, okay, fine, for some time, and will go off. Okay, because whether you're there or not doesn't matter. My path is this. Okay, so that is the mental attitude which we need to cultivate. Exam is there, I'm supposed to be studying, and now current has gone. Maybe I have got a lamp. For studying, you need the lamp, light. You don't need the fan, you don't need the air conditioning. Okay, because there, if your mind is getting perturbed with the people or IPL matches going on, I want to see, and then you're distracted. So these are small tests that life gives you. Life is a beautiful training ground for us to cultivate our equanimity, the attitude of balance. Okay, and this is also a very important attribute that we need to cultivate, the attitude of balance, that is equanimity. Okay, in fact, if you what is it called, if you go to the chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, which is Jnana, which is based on Jnana, sloka number 38, the attitude of equanimity, Krishna very clearly says that Sukha Dukkhe Same Kritva. If possible, just if you can't write the whole thing, just write chapter 2, sloka 38. You can always Google it later. Sukha Dukkhe Same Kritva Labha Labho Jaya Jayo Tato Yuddhaya Yujyasya Naivam Papa Moapyasi. So first, for the sake of the duty, treating alike happiness and distress, loss and gain, victory and defeat, whether you're winning or losing, whether you whether at loss or gain, or whether you're happy or distressed, always be calm, be equanimous, take it with the same stride. And Krishna also says this is very important, because then you become a person. Hindi there's a word called patrata. You get a deservedness to get self-realization. The ultimate goal of meditation is self-realization. Okay, so when you start your journey with this, sometimes we are emotional, we get very immediately hurt. Okay, so sometimes some people have that issue, some people have got anger issue. So it's not about judging others, but we have to see where our parameters or things are going off track, and how do we normalize it and bring it to the center of the rope, not getting tossed and then fall, and then it is painful again to come back. So why this attitude is important? This attitude is important if you want self-realization, that attitude of equanimity. Okay, and if you want to remember the equanimity, remember the analogy of the man walking on the rope with black bird and white bird on both the side. Okay, so moving on to next, okay, which Swami talks about concentration and one-pointedness. There's one shloka. When I was an 8th standard boy, I came across this. I was in Chinmaya mission earlier. So Bhagwan, we used to have Gita chanting and all that. So I came across, I was from Chinmaya Vidyalaya. So we had this Gita class during the class, one moral class we used to have. And this sloka I came across, which says, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara yudhyacha. This was the first line which used to confuse me. Is like, you, Arjuna, you engage in war. You engage in war, but always keep your mind on me. Okay. So just imagine an 8th standard boy, okay, who's like 13, 14 years. I'm thinking, okay, we were introduced to trigonometry and algebra at that point of time. I'm solving a trigonometry problem. How can I keep my mind on Krishna? Doesn't make sense. And I was thinking, like, see, even Vivekananda, I used to read Vivekananda's book also, like, you can focus at one thing at a time. Like, if I'm fighting, I'll fight. How can I think of God? Or if I'm, doing my accounts, or if I'm giving a talk, how am I thinking of God? Is it just for the sake of saying? I'm not able to understand this concept. And after several years, once I was reading one Swami's discourse, and that's when Swami gave this example. Look at this. This word Swami has used is avadhana. What are you seeing? A person is driving a car in a very busy street. Okay. The image is slightly hazy because I had to expand it. So he's driving a car in a very busy street. There are cycle rickshaw, there are animals, there are potholes, manholes. There's a person sitting next to him. So many things are happening. And, people who are driving in a busy street, sometimes, from behind somebody is talking, his attention is back, he's answering the person who is talking. Sometimes some people, they grab a sandwich and they're eating also, and they dip it in the sauce, and those are not ideal practice. But see this nature of mind. It is doing so many things, but it is always mindful of what is happening in the road. It's called mindfulness. He or she is always mindful of what is happening in the road. He's seeing, okay, he has seen visually that, okay, 10 meters from there, one cow is coming, is crossing the road. He has his leg on the accelerator and the brake and the clutch, and he knows at what point he has to slow down, to what extent he has to slow down. Okay, there is suddenly one more bike. It's like, there's a saying in English, it is not enough if you're a good driver. Please note this. Note this. It applies in day-to-day life. Please note this very important sentence. It is not enough if you're a good driver. You have to be a better driver because of the bad drivers in the road. It is not good enough if you're a good driver. You have to be a better driver because of the bad drivers in the road. Okay. Many times we might be walking on the path of dharma. We know that. Okay. But there are enough people to instigate you into something. So you have to be proactively alert. You should be able to. So how that comes is when you have this concept of avadhana. Look at this person. So this is a trait of the mind where it is mindful of what is happening, and it is dynamically selecting the priority at every moment, how fast to go, when to slow down, when to stop. This is called I am mindful. Okay. But if you just learn the car, you press the accelerator, it goes, and you can't drive in a busy street. You have to go to a ground where nobody is there, where you practice. You first time, when you're learning, first thing is when you press, go into the first gear, you press the accelerator, suddenly it jumps and stops, because you have not released the clutch. So all these starting problems are there in the beginning. Okay. So you have to master that by concentration when you're learning, but you do it in a ground where nobody is there. You don't do it in a busy street. But slowly, as you pick up your confidence in driving in the ground, then you go to a street which is less crowded. Then slowly you go into the street which is very crowded. Then you go slowly, first of all, and then slowly you are able to go very fast and slow depending on the situation. So you've built, all of us have built that practice. All of us know, have gone through. That is called a stage of avadhana. Avadhana is I'm mindful of what is happening everywhere. Okay. So this is a very important thing which we need to develop. Okay. So coming to the ekagrita, Swami used the word ekagrita, which is concentration. All of us have one point or the other in our life. We have taken a thread and put it inside the needle. We have done it. We concentrate, and if suppose there's a wind or the fan is on, we go and switch off the fan, and then we put it. Okay. So that time, no, your whole thing is in concentration. You concentrate and you put it. Look at this image of Arjuna and Dronacharya, and we all know this famous story where there was a bird which was kept on the tree, and the guru had told you have to hit the eye of the bird. Okay. First he calls Duryodhan. He says, "What do you see?" "I'm seeing the tree. I'm seeing the branches. I'm seeing the sky, I'm seeing the fruit." I'm seeing the bird, by the way, also. Guru says, okay, stop it. You can go and stand there. Then he calls Dharmaraja. Dharmaraja is such a dharmic person. Look at the mental attitude. I can see the tree and I can see the bird and I can see also the ants which are going under the tree. And if I hit the bird might fall on the ant and it might get killed. He's thinking in that way. So Guru says, okay, you go and sit. Then he calls Arjuna and Arjuna aims the arrow. And Guru asks, what do you see? I see the bird. What else you see? Then he says, I'm only seeing the eye now. Eye of the bird. Then Guru says, shoot. And he shoots. We know this famous story. So that is focus. That is focusing your attention. Focusing is what literally, as you can see in the left bottom side of the image, all the sun rays which are there everywhere, thoughts can be everywhere, but this is the contact lens, not contact lens, it is the magnifying lens which is used to converge all the sun rays, and we see the power of concentration. This image, this example alone is good enough to show the power of concentration. So this also needs to be developed. In fact, meditation, Swami says, before you reach the stage of, note it down, first you need to have concentration. Then you have to contemplation. Third stage is meditation. Concentration, contemplation, meditation. And Swami warns, don't directly jump into Nirakara form. Take an Akara. All of us, suppose I am a devotee of Mother Bhavani, Durga Ma, okay, or I am a devotee of Lord Rama, or I am a devotee of Lord Krishna. I have a beautiful photograph of Mother. I've got a beautiful photograph of Lord Rama. When you see, oh, your eyes stop, because see, all of us, whether we accept or we know or not, have faith that we are in a particular journey. It is not this life that has happened. In previous birth, we have been devoted to certain forms of gods. And naturally, that's why each one of us have an inclination towards a particular form. In the same family, one person might be worshipping, very fond of Hanuman, and brother is very fond of Devi. Okay, one more sister is very fond of Krishna. She has got a Bala Gopala, and she's like having the Vatsalya Bhava towards the Krishna. Okay, like putting the dress and showering him, giving him bath and putting flower, putting agarbatti. So Vatsalya Bhava is there. Or Hanuman Dasya Bhava is there, somebody. So Bhavam is different. Each person has got a different Bhavam. So concentrate on the form. Take any image, start with that image, look at it. It can be, of course, Swami has told, it's not necessary that you have to worship me. You can worship any form that you like. Okay. And if you are naturally inclined towards Bhagwan, what more? You have Bhagwan's form, you take one of the favorite photographs, you look at him. And that is concentration. You look at him. Okay. You talk to him. You converse your problem. You connect with him. Okay. Then over a period of time, you close. And every time you have a satsang or you read something, you contemplate on the leelas. When you read Bhagavatam, it's all about, whether it is Sai Bhagavatam, you see about Swami, Shirdi Satcharita, where Shirdi Baba's leelas are there. Go to Ramayana, Rama's leelas are there. Go to Bhagavatam, Krishna's leela is there. Hanuman's leelas are there. Contemplate on the leela. Okay, when the Swami's Ramakatha Swami, Swami says, the 14,000 Khara Dushana, when the Rakshasas came to attack Rama, and Rama just held the arrow and he shot. Okay, the Rakshasas were so mesmerized by the beauty of Rama, so beautiful. Ajanu Bhavu. Okay, just imagine the sight. Okay, just contemplate. This is called contemplation. Mananam. Just when Krishna lifted the Govardhanagiri, just imagine, that other Gokulvasi were giving moral support. They were holding the stick as if it is going to make any difference. Just imagine that scene, okay, where, Krishna single-handedly lifted the Govardhanagiri, or he's dancing on Kaliya. Just imagine that you're at the Tat where, people are frightened and the huge snake. Just imagine it. God has given us as human beings the ability of imagination. Imagination. We have read the scriptures. We have seen TV serials also. Okay. But nothing stops you from imagining. The more you imagine, the more you use your imaginative power. And it is not something false. It is based on Shastras and it is based on reality. It has happened. Okay. So that is called contemplation. And that comes a stage of that extreme anandam bhavam, where you lose yourself and you go into the moment in the stage of meditation. So meditation, many people think like I sat for 2 hours meditation, by the way. Every day I meditate for 2 hours. If somebody is saying he meditates for 2 hours every day, he's not meditating. Okay. Because when you are meditating, you lose the sense of time. You will not be looking at time. You don't keep an alarm clock and do it, right? So it is something which you enter into. Okay. So the meditation, you go into that stage. But prerequisite to that is concentration. You concentrate on the form. And over a period of time, you contemplate. And over a period of time, there comes a time of thoughtlessness, not deliberately. You just slip into that stage of meditation. It's a process. So concentration is important. So concentration and avdhana. And one more example which Swami, which we all do day-to-day life, we have the talent. It's like Jambavan had to remind Hanuman of his strength. We already have the talent. Only thing is we have to channelize in the right direction. Look at that lady who's holding the pot. Okay, 2 pots. She's walking. Okay, you do it once or they walk 4-5 kilometers. Before Swami's Sathya Sai drinking water project came, which was a mammoth 2,500 kilometer stretch of pipelines in Anantapur district. Okay, in 1995, Swami single-handedly executed the project within 1 year. Okay, it was within, I think, 15 months it took for laying down 2,500 kilometers. Prior to that, we went and interviewed some of they used to walk 5, 6, 10 kilometers to fetch water. 5-10 kilometers. Many of the girls, unfortunately, they were not able to go to school because if they are sent to get the water. Because Swami's water project came, they got the chance of going and joining back the school. See, so many multifold benefits. I'm just diverging a bit. But see, look at a woman who's walking kilometers. She might be chatting, she might be talking. She's also mindful of the child she has left at home. It might be crying, it might be hungry. It's mindful. Avadhana aspect is there. Concentration on the pot. Suddenly a dog comes or a vehicle comes, they know how to pause, when to pause. So this is a day-to-day human experience. It is not something which is metaphysical. I'm talking. Look at the right extreme down photograph. Kitchen, we all do cooking food. People, you see your mothers, within half an hour, food is ready, dal is ready, rice is ready, sabji is ready. How are they able to do it? It requires overall concentration and attention. Little bit here and there, masala goes up, you put extra salt, How often that happens? Very rarely. When it happens once or twice, we make it a big issue. We should be actually grateful and thankful to our mothers for cooking food. So that is again an aspect of avadhana and concentration. Look at the central image where a doctor is operating, surgeon. Okay, when he's operating, he's cutting the knife, cutting the skin in such a way, exactly to what extent it has to be cut, how deep it has to be cut, how many layers it has to cut through. Because one wrong thing, it's gone. That's why they say both the surgeon and the cobbler, both of them are stitching the leather only. The difference is the cobbler is stitching a dead leather, dead skin, whereas a surgeon is stitching a living skin. Okay, that's why probably they are getting lakhs of rupees because life is at stake. And here it's a shoe. Okay, not to put down anything, but it's when the life is at stake, they have to be so much alert. The concentration and avadhana, because look at the monitor, it shows they have to be see the blood pressure is correct. It is not going up. If it is going low, it has to be controlled. They have to be conscious of that. There's a team of doctors who are there to attend how much anesthesia to be given. Okay, so this is there in our human experience when we talk about concentration and avadhana, that is mindfulness. Please note these words: concentration, avadhana. We have to practice and we have to improve. And the more you do meditation, you will see in your real life your efficiency. You will become sharp like an axe. And a blunt axe, maybe you're able to cut 20 trees in a day. With a sharp, you are able to do 40 or 50. You improve your efficiency when you do. So it's a complementary thing. You do more meditation, your concentration increases. The more you concentrate, more deep into meditation you go. Okay. And how you see your efficiency, suddenly your grades have improved, your efficiency, the way you're working is improved. How? Because you're meditating. Okay. That is the direct proof, litmus test that you're on the right path. Now, this is a very interesting slide. See, Swami, this is something which everybody should understand. If there are no boundaries in life, there's no fun in it. Though it sounds very contradicting, but it's a fact. Life is a game played, Swami says. Whether it is a shuttle court, whether it's a football ground, whether it is cricket, any game you say, there are certain rules. There is always a boundary line. Okay. You remove the goalpost from the football ground, the meaning of football goes off. We remove the wickets from the cricket, remove the boundary. There's no meaning in the game. There's no meaning in the game. So in the human life also, if you have to give a meaning to your human life, it has to be within the boundary of Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. These are the 4 purusharthas. Okay, 4 purusharthas. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma is righteousness, principle of righteousness. Artha is money, dhanam, sampatti. Kama is desire. Okay. And moksha is liberation. What Swami says is, if your life is all about earning money and satisfying your desire, and your desire increases, so you have to earn more money, and you earn more money, and you're satisfying more and more desire, there's no end to it, and suddenly you see your desire is so much that you have gone to a dharmic path, because there's no boundary. You do adharma to earn the money in an unrighteous way, then you have lost it. You lost the meaning of the life. Okay. Always remember, there are many individuals you will see in the life. Their life is between earning money and satisfying the desire. More desire, earn more money. It's like a loop. There's no end to this loop. But you put dharma in the front. You see, dharma is connected with artha. You earn money based on dharma, dharmic way, okay, which most of us do, fortunately. Have kama or desire. Swami never said don't have desire. Swami always said ceiling on desire. Have a ceiling, have a limit. Okay. Ceiling on desire. And you satisfy the desire based on the money which is earned through dharmic way. Okay. And the desire also should be dharmic. See, dharma and artha, dharma and kama are also connected. Okay. When you follow this golden triangle, you become eligible to go to the next step of moksha. See, moksha is not something you will get after retirement. No, it's moksha can happen anytime. Jivan mukta. There are people who are 15, 20 years old, maybe 30, 40. Moksha, you never know what you were there in your previous birth. Okay. And moksha, Swami also is, I've seen many devotees sharing. Swami told, I'll give you self-realization now only. Okay. But what is the fun? After self-realization, you'll be there in the body for 21 days or so, and then you'll be gone. Okay. Once you have attained that. And there are, of course, there are Jivan Muktas whom God has left to be an example, because dharma should be alive. Dharma, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So Krishna had told, see, whenever dharma is in glani is in danger, but dharma's principle is never in glani. The practice of dharma becomes weak. The practice of dharma in people's, when it becomes weak, I have to come. And until unless we practice dharma in our life, it's of no use. It's like Swami says, the strength of the crocodile is when it is inside the water, not when it is outside. The strength of dharma is when it is in practice. If it is only in words, no, it is of no use. Okay. So this is a very important thing, that if you are doing meditation, you want to be successful in meditation, live a dharmic life, earn money with dharmic way, satisfy the desire which are dharmic through the money which is earned in a dharmic way, and then you become eligible through moksha. Of course, when you are doing meditation, all these rules, this discipline has to be followed. Okay, it's not that you get up in the morning, 2 hours you do meditation, and rest of the day you're just doing all other dharmic activities. You will not be able to do. No, it will not. Because our core of the universe is based on spirituality, spirit. It is the Brahman. Okay, you cannot bluff yourself. Okay. Now, this slide is a very powerful slide. All of us, most of us, we know what we should do, but we are not able to do. We know what is good, but we don't have the inclination to do what is good. We know what is bad, we are not able to stop ourselves from doing bad. Janami dharmascha nachame pravritti, janami adharmascha nachame nivritti. This is Duryodhana's dilemma. And that is because we have gunas. Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna. Gunas are nothing but qualities. Sattva is sattvic qualities. We know many things, okay? But when it comes to practice, why we fail, or sometimes there are certain understandings that we need to understand. Okay. Gunas are very powerful. Gunas are not bad. They say Tamo guna is bad, Rajo guna is bad. No. Swami has, in fact, just note this, has divided the day into 3 parts, 3 gunas. Okay. 8 hours he has given for Rajoguna, that is activity, morning 8 o'clock to evening 4 o'clock. That is the working time, 8 o'clock morning to evening 4 o'clock. Rajasic time it is. Okay, Rajoguna is important because you need that energy and enthusiasm to work. Tamoguna, night 8 o'clock to morning 4 o'clock. You're supposed to be sleeping at that time. Ask people who are not able to sleep, amnesia, they are struggling, their whole energy level is low. It's a sleep. Tamoguna is also a gift. It's important. Sattva Guna, morning 4 o'clock to evening, morning 4 o'clock to morning 8 o'clock, evening 4 o'clock to evening 8 o'clock. You see, most of the times, evening time, we do Sandhya Vandanam that time, temples are open, we go to temple, we worshipping, we do in that time, Sattva time. Okay. So it is the misbalance of Guna which is dangerous. Okay. So how do we handle Gunas? We have insight from Lord Hanuman's life. Okay. So what happens in Lord Hanuman's life? There was an instance when Lord Rama, Paramatma, gives the assignment to Hanuman that go and find out Mother Sita. He gives a ring. Okay. So see, this is just pay next 5 minutes of your time. No, please, all of you, whatever you're doing, just pay 5 minutes attention. It's a very beautiful thing because one thing is Lord Hanuman. Ramayana is so dear to our life. We are so thankful that we are blessed with this. I would say it's one of the most golden heritage that we have inherited. Okay, from the Indian Sanatana Dharma, Ramayana. So Hanuman has like Rama has entrusted. Hello, I just want to double check if I am still with everybody.
Yes, brother.
Yes, sir.
Saira.
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Thank you. So we all know the what is it called? The partnership between the Rama and Sugriva. Okay, so that time Sugriva divides his army into 4 parts and Toli, group, and sends one to the north, one to the east and west and south, and he tells, if you come back without the news of Sita, you all will be killed. Okay, so they were like, they have to find Sita. Okay, of course Sita cannot be in all the 4 directions, so they were just hoping one of the team will come with a good news. Okay, otherwise they're done. Okay, and Sugriva meant it. Okay, so Hanuman was sent down, and this is what Swami says. When Rama calls Hanuman and gives him the ring, his ring. He doesn't give to anybody, he gives the ring and tells him that when you meet Sita, show her this ring as a proof that you have actually been sent by me. Okay. And Swami says, when God gives you a command or when God gives you an adesh, okay, see, this is something which you have to learn from Hanuman. Okay. The moment he has given you something, he trusts you that you have the ability to execute it also. Okay. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been given that responsibility or that task. So you should be enthusiastic. You should be so filled with spurti. Yes, he has given me, means I have the strength. Means otherwise he wouldn't have given. A mother will not serve more food than what the child cannot digest. Okay. So Rama gave. So he had with spurti event. They went to the south. They went near Kanyakumari, and Jambavan reminds him, I'm just cutting the story short, reminds him of his strength and his Vayuputra. And he leaps. Okay, now this is the Guna dynamics. He leaps. Okay, as soon as he jumps, he has to traverse that path across the ocean. First obstacle that comes is a Mainak Parvat. It comes from under the ocean. Mainaka was a small hill. So what had happened was several yugas back, according to our scriptures, the mountains had the ability to fly. They used to fly from one place to another place. They had wings. Because of some reason, Indra was so upset with all the mountains, he started clipping the wings of all the mountains. So one mountain by name Mainak prays to Vayudeva, please, I started, please help me, please save me, kind of thing. So Vayudeva goes and takes Mainak and shelters him under the ocean, protects him. And that's why his wings were intact. So out of gratitude, when he comes to know that Hanuman, Vayuputra, is flying over, he comes out and says, Hanuman, I'm so indebted to your father. Because of your father, I still have the wings. As a seva, why don't you take some rest? You are in a mission. You have to go. It's a long distance. Why don't you come and take rest on me? And then you proceed. Hanuman, this is what we have to learn from Hanuman. So Hanuman says, see, right now I am in Ramakarya. Okay. Till the Ramakarya is over, I cannot wait even to sip a drop of water. Till it is over, I cannot take rest. No rest till the task is over. Okay. But since however you have offered me, I will touch you. Thank you. Thank you so much. In our life also, day to day, when you are determined to do something, say to-do list or something, you see some, they are not bad people or bad situation. It is just that because most of us are naturally good in our nature, we feel reluctant to say no. We don't know how to say no. That has to be learned. Okay. So somebody says, come, why don't you go for lunch? We'll just meet up. I've been so many days that we have not met that person. Let us go and do this and all that. So what you have to learn to say is, yeah, I'll get back to you, but I have to finish this. Okay. So when sattvic obstacle comes, sattvic obstacles are obstacles, they don't necessarily mean to hurt you, but they somehow delay the work that you're already in. Okay. So these are called sattvic obstacles that you should know how to diplomatically say no. This is something which you have to learn from Hanuman without hurting them. Hey, I don't have time, sorry. If you say that, you're hurting. But you can always say, Swami says, if you cannot oblige, learn to speak obligingly. Okay. So yeah, that's a very good thing. But right now I'm in the middle of this thing. I'll just get back to you. I'll finish this. Something has come up. Okay. So this is also a tact that we have to learn from. This is how we have to deal with sattvic obstacles. Second is Surasa. See the image, one lady, the Rakshasi is Surasa. Rajasic obstacles are the people, they have come with an agenda. They are there to stop you. They deliberately want to harm you. Okay, they want to upset your plan. They are well prepared to the teeth. Okay. So with such obstacles, you have to be tactful. What Surasa does, Surasa says, yeah, you can go past me, but first you have to enter my mouth. And then you can go. She is not telling directly that I want to eat you. They will never tell that. In Kali Yugam, also, you will never, Rajasic obstacles will not, ghuma ke baat karte. They will always twist and tell. So Hanuman also is very, Ashta Siddhi now Nidhi ke data. He had 8 siddhis. One of the siddhis was to become big in size. Anima is to become small. So he starts expanding. When he starts expanding his size, she also starts expanding. We know what happens. She keeps on expanding and suddenly Hanuman becomes very small, quickly enters the mouth and comes out. So he uses his intelligence. Okay. And he comes out. Same way, when Rajasic obstacle comes, when people who come, we have to be tactful. Use this word. Please note down. You have to be tactful. You have to be proactive in your intelligence, how to deal with it. You cannot be like, hum seedhe saadhe hain, we always satyam vada dharmam chala. Yes, satyam vada dharmam chala, but be intelligent. Okay. Satyam vada dharmam chala. If not for Krishna, it was impossible for the Pandavas to win the war of Mahabharata. Please learn from Krishna. Okay. It is impossible. It is absolutely impossible. You have to be, because when the enemy, see, I'll tell you one very important thing which many people in Mahabharata is, which many people don't know. They say Krishna never lifted the weapon. Those days, if I shoot at you Agni Astra, you have to shoot back Varunastra to neutralize it. Acid-based neutralization. Okay, in chemistry, I'm telling you. You have to give the exact counter. If I'm throwing a Nagastra, snake, you have to fire back Garudastra, eagle. If you do something else, it won't be effective. So imagine Arjuna, hundreds of warriors are there. Okay, they're all shooting at the same time. Okay, of course, there were laws those times, you can fight 1-to-1 and all that. But even then, even before that fellow from the other side has, whether it is Karna or anybody, has put the arrow and shooting, here Krishna has already told Arjuna, hey, he's putting this astra, you invoke this astra. Okay, because to invoke the astra, you need some time for chanting mantra. Okay, it won't be like that. They show in the movie, but they have to chant the mantra. But how to do it so fast? Because Krishna is telling him, hey, that astra is coming. So the counter astra Krishna was telling. So without Krishna's help, it was impossible that Pandavas would have won. Okay, you have to be very clever. So as per the opponent, you have to be, you have to be dynamically at that level. I'm not saying become adharmic. We are not saying we should become adharmic, but you have to be proactive. You have to be one step. You have to be ahead in your game. Okay. So for that, you need to be tactful. Be tactful. Be intelligent. Okay. Third is tamasic obstacle. And most of the tamasic obstacle, what happens here, Simhika is there. Simhika is, one more name was Chaya Grahi. Chaya means shadow. So she had a boon that any bird which is flying above ocean, if she grabs the shadow, the bird will come down and she will eat that bird. But that day, no, unfortunately, she caught the shadow of a wrong bird. It was Hanuman. Okay. So she caught Hanuman's shadow, and Hanuman gives one punch, spot death. Okay. There's no discussion, I'll come back to you and all that, Sathvi, or there's no tactfulness of. And most of the tamasic obstacle is within us. Tamasic obstacle, tamas, is within us. That is laziness. Morning, when the alarm clock rings at 5 o'clock, okay, the moment you decided to press a snooze button, or moment you think, okay, 5 more minutes, means you have started like you're talking to Mainaka or you're talking to Surasa, it is not going to work. You have to get up, you have to jump out of the bed, you have to put water on your face. If you don't do that, if you start listening to the mind, which is again, this is cultivation of the mental attitude, how to deal with tamas. Tamas means there is no discussion, there's no negotiation, there has to be action. You just jump out of the bed, you have to just kill it. Okay, that tamas. And I'm not saying start hitting others, okay, just because somebody is sleeping, you pour water and no, it is for ourselves. Okay, so tamas, tamo guna is something which is inside us. It is there in others, but you have to politely, we in our hostel, they put nice music. Okay, first 20 minutes for boys to get up slowly, and then they go for brushing, and then they go for suprabhatam. Okay, so it has to be cultivated. It cannot be. Swami says it has to come from source. It cannot come by force. But when it comes to yourself, when it comes to tamasic, you have to apply the force. And that is the attitude we have to learn from Hanuman here. Okay. Then he goes on and he meets whom? Lankini. Lankini is a symbol of ego. She is at the door. Okay. Because Mother Sita is the representation of Jivatma. Okay. Who is standing on your way is your ego. Many times, our ego is standing in between us. Actually, ego is an illusion. Ego is an illusion, but we have given it an identity. It's an illusion. We've given it identity. We've given it so much. So when it comes to ego, also you have to be very brutal. What Hanuman does, he gives one punch to Lankini and comes. I'll give a classic example. I'll give you how stupid the ego is. Once one person was sitting in a boat. Please remember this analogy. He was sitting in a boat and he was fishing. Okay. And fishing, of course, we are all Sai devotees. We don't eat fish. We all know that. We are all vegetarians. But learn the lesson from this particular example. See the importance of it. He's fishing, and for fishing, they have to be sitting for hours sometimes with a lot of concentration. And then suddenly, one more boat comes and hits his boat. Because of and he just caught something which was moving and it hits, and he gets angry. Okay, who is this person who was disturbed? And he turns back, okay. With full anger, he's about to throw his anger, he's about to shout, and he sees it's an empty boat which has come and hit. Okay. There is no target to hit. It's an empty boat which just came and hit his boat. So next second, his all anger vanished. If you feel that, what was that anger? Next second, it is not there. It came because it wanted a target, but there's no target. So it vanishes. Okay. Oh, nobody is there. So see how frail or how insignificant is this anger or ego. It is nothing. It is nothing, absolutely. Okay. And then Hanuman goes and meets Mother Sita. She is Jivatma. Paramatma has sent Hanuman to the journey of a sadhaka from Paramatma to Jivatma. And see, this is one more thing you have to understand. When Father, Rama is like father, Mother Sita is mother. So of course, after meeting, and he gives the good news and all that, and he says, Mother, I am very, very hungry. I'm starving. I'm famished. Can I eat? Now here also Mother Sita is so beautiful. She says that whatever fruits have fallen on the ground, it belongs to Bhumata. And what belongs to Bhumata is everybody's, So you can eat that. So Hanuman is also very intelligent. He shakes the trees, He also wanted to irritate the Rakshasas, of course. That was the second thing. He wanted to beat some guys. But he shakes and the fruit falls and then he starts eating it. So when you go to mother, she feeds you first. Okay. But when father gives you a task, he'll give you obstacles. Okay. So that the daughter becomes strong. That is one more beauty of this whole incident, that obstacles are there to strengthen you. Okay. It brings out the best out of you. It is not a punishment. That's why the mental attitude from the beginning, I told you, faith and whatever happens, if you have the mental attitude that all the test is to make you strong and to bring out the best out of you, then you will go like a Hanuman in life. And then what happens, of course, Hanuman comes back to Rama and gives the good news. See, if you see the Guna dynamics, Tamasic is like no pointedness. Many people have no get up in the morning, they have no goal, nothing. Chal raha life. Okay, some schedule is there, something is happening. Okay, that is Tamasic way of living. Rajasic is many. I want this, I want that. They are not focused. They want this moment, and before you can get, you want that. Very distracted. That is Rajasic, many pointedness. Sattvic is one pointedness. You take one thing, finish it, move to the next. One thing, finish it, move to the next. That is called Sattvic. So this is very important that we understand this principle of Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Otherwise, you read Gita Vahini, you read everything, but still when it comes to practice, we are wondering why we are not able to apply it in our day-to-day life, because you have not understood the Guna dynamics. Understand the Gunas. The last thing in this image, you see Hanuman and Sita, and you see Ravana and Mother Sita. See, this is one thing which you have to understand from Ramayana. Many of us think, when somebody is beautiful, I get attracted to that beautiful person, I fall in love. This is what we say. And when we are in love, that's it. But what Ramayana teaches whomever you love, they start appearing beautiful to you. Example, there was a monkey sitting on the tree, chanting Ram, Ram, Ram. Rama was so dear to Mother Sita. When she looks up and when she sees one monkey chanting the name of her beloved, immediately that monkey started appearing so beautiful to her. Monkeys don't appear, they are not beautiful. But the monkey was becoming so attractive and beautiful. Okay. And on this side is Ravana. He was Lankesh. He had the best of everything. He had the rarest of ornaments. He himself was very handsome. Okay. But he could not win the love of Mother Sita. Okay, because he tried to impress by the beauty, not the goodness. See, beauty doesn't win love. Okay, love wins the beauty. Love makes it beautiful. Okay. In fact, somebody goes and tells Ravana, why don't you change yourself into the form of Rama? Because then you can go into any. He's a shapeshifter. He can take any form. And that's the highest compliment which was given to Rama by Ravana. Ravana says, if I change my form into the form of Rama, I won't even have desire. Okay, that is the beauty of the form of an avatar. Okay, they don't have this because desire is, if you are incomplete, you want to complete yourself and you seek out something so that you feel complete. But avatars, they're purnam, they're already full, they're complete. They don't need anything to feel complete. So that's why they don't have desire. Okay, this is one more important aspect that we need to understand from Ramayana. Please look at this image. Sorry, I'm sorry for the typo. It should be not it is pursue. Pursue, the U is missing. Pursue the real and not the unreal. Okay, Swami, this is also one section. Now, with the help of an analogy, I will try to explain. Look at the coconut tree. Of course, the coconuts are not visible. Let us assume coconuts are there in that. Okay. And there is a shadow of the coconut tree. Now, what most of us do is, the shadow is representation of the worldly life. The coconut tree is the representation of a spiritual life. What most of us do is, the shadow is on the ground. It requires no effort to actually reach the ground. Okay. So they go and try to catch the shadow coconuts and satisfy themselves. Okay. But they will never get satisfied. Swami says, satisfying your desire in this world is like drinking salt water. You want to quench your thirst and you're drinking salt water. You're drinking ocean water. The more you drink, the more thirsty you become. Because the problem is with the salt, not the water. The worldliness attachment. But if you climb the tree, actually, if you climb the tree with the practices of sense control, meditation, dhyana, okay, there are various spiritual disciplines. As you climb up the tree and you hold the real coconut and you actually start drinking, when you look at the shadow, you will see your shadow also is drinking the coconut. So when you take though the path is tough, when you are climbing the real, even the world also is taken care of. Swami never said leave the world, be in the world. Okay, be in the world, but don't be of the world. Just like the lotus, it is in the kichad, it is in the swamp, but it doesn't belong to it. It is on it, but it is not belonging to it. So this analogy is what important. So attach yourself, yearn yourself with the real stuff. That is the real syllabus of your life. Real curriculum is your Atma Vichar. Okay. How to do it? Look at this image. What do you see? You're seeing a funeral pyre. Okay, and Swami gives example. See, our subject is mind. Okay, the whole subject is mind. This is one more aspect of mind that you have to understand. See, it is not the tongue which is tasting. It is the mind which is tasting through the tongue. It is not the eyes which are seeing. It is the mind which is seeing through the eyes. It is not the ear which is enjoying the music. It is the mind which is enjoying the music through this ear. Ear is just an instrument of the mind. It is not the perfume chorus. Swami, whenever he used to pass by, the chorus perfume smell used to come, jasmine. Okay, so it is not the smell. It is not the nose that is smelling. It is the mind which is enjoying the smell. Okay, so mind uses the senses to reach out to the world of objectivity. Okay, so if you have to control, some people, they cut their hands, they cut their organs, in the name of sense control. That is absolute absurd way of you're punishing. That's why they say Atmahatya is so bad. You're destroying your body for the mistake of the mind. You're punishing the wrong. You suppose in a class, two boys are there. One boy does the mistake, you go and hit the other boy. It doesn't make sense. So if you want to control mind, how to control mind? Swami says, look at this example, pyre. We all have gone to the Smashan Ghat funeral. We don't take the body and directly burn it. Have you seen anybody burning the body directly? We cover it with the wood and we put the fire in the wood, and along with the wood, the body burns. Okay. So mind is like the body in the funeral pyre, and the senses are like the wood. Remember this analogy. If you want to control the mind, you have to control the senses. If you want to burn the body, you have to burn the wood. If you want to burn the body, you have to burn the wood here. If you want to control the mind, you have to control the senses. Okay. And of all the 5 senses that we have, the Gyanendriyas, God has given eyes and mouth the facility to close and open. Okay. That means these are the very powerful senses, and maximum energy can be wasted. So you have an option to close your eyes. You don't have an option to close your ears. We are not elephants to close our ears like that. Okay. We can't close our nose. Some people expand the nose. That's a different thing, but they can't close it. You have to close with their hand. But mouth and eyes, we can close it. Okay. You have to regulate. Basically, you have to regulate. It's all about regulation. And I'll come to the concept of senses with this image. How many of you have seen this image sometime or the other? Definitely don't know what it is. What is this?
Clutch brake.
Clutch, brake, accelerator.
Accelerator, brake, clutch.
ABC. ABC. Right side is the
Always be
accelerator.
careful.
Yes. Middle one is the brake. Left one is the clutch. Okay. These are the ABC of life. When we talk about controlling the senses, many people say that, okay, see, life is a journey. Okay. And when we are driving, we need the accelerator to move forward. We need the brake to stop. Okay. If somebody says, this is a human birth, let us enjoy, make the best, he's putting it in accelerator, he's removing the brake from the life. He's definitely going to meet with an accident. Okay. Other extreme people are like, they want to go into the cave. Swami never told go into the cave. Of course, there are some sadhakas, Swami has given customized instruction. That's different. Okay. Because we don't know their past. They have a particular yogi sitting in Himalayas. They're doing immense sadhana and they're saving the world literally right now. But normally, generally, we are not expected to stop renunciation of the fruits of action, Krishna told, not renunciation of action. You should not stop the action. So if you all the time put the brake, the vehicle will not move only. So what is sense control? The sense of control is like having a regulator of the fan. It is like you should know when to press the accelerator. You should know when to put a brake. And you ask any bike racer, the best of the bikes, as much as they want the speed, they also want the best of the brake. Because the brake is equally important. So this balance of when to put the accelerator, tomorrow exam is there, or tomorrow some interview is there, but IPL match is there. Now God has given us that buddhi, viveka, discrimination. It says, discrimination says, press the brake. Press the brake means what? Switch off the TV, go and study. But the desire is saying, no, I want to see this, I'll finish it and I'll go. So life is continuous test of yes and no, yes and no. It's like a decision box, a diamond decision box in an algorithm. Always it's full of choices. You have to see when to press the accelerator, when to press the brake. If you have not learned this art of pressing the brake where you're supposed to press the brake, if you have not learned the art of pressing the accelerator where you're supposed to press the accelerator, then we have not even started the journey in the right way. Okay, and see, clutch. Clutch is such an important thing. Swami says in one of the examples, Swami was interacting with some of the students in Chennai, where Swami was giving the significance of, clutch and gear. Swami says when somebody is in a bad phase of life, for a long time, if he's going through a tough time, he gets used to it. Okay. And somebody suddenly is very happy for a long time, things are fine. But it's a transition when you're going from good to bad or bad to good, no? When there is a change in gear in the life, that's when the jhatka, the person gets shaken up. And that's when we do most of the stupid mistakes in our life, wrong decisions in our life. So when things happen, when suddenly things change, just press the clutch. All of us who know driving, just before changing the gear, we press the clutch and then we change the gear. Because then it is smooth. We can smooth. Without pressing the clutch, if you change the gear, the whole vehicle will shake. The gearbox will become spoiled. Similarly, and what is the clutch? Swami says, faith in God. If you have this faith in God, faith in His sankalpa, faith in His will, that whatever is happening in your life is His will. Okay, God, then you will not be shaken up. Even if a rock falls on your head, you will be like, what is this? Why is it happening to me? Why only me? Those questions will not come. Okay, most of the tragedies of life, we only create. Okay, things would have been this much, but we over amplify it. We put a mic in front of it and make it a big scene out of it. Okay, it is a blackbird which sat for 5 minutes, but the blackbird came and sat and went away also, but we are still crying about that blackbird. What is the point? Most of us do that. Okay, so we have to understand this art of driving. A, B, C. A is accelerator, when to go, where. B, and accelerator is also how fast to go. B, brake, and C, brake also helps in maintaining the speed. Okay, you have to slow down sometime. Brake is important. And C, clutch is faith. If this three is there, this also is a mental act. Brothers and sisters, please remember at this point of presentation, I want to tell, meditation is a theme, okay? But to go to the stage of meditation, if I want to run on Olympic track, I need to do certain levels of jogging, push-ups, sit-ups, and exercise, so that when I go and start running on the Olympic track, I am eligible to even enter the track. So all these qualities which Swami is telling is the mental attitude that we need to cultivate, and it is not something which will happen over 1 day or 2 days. Olympic happens once in 4 years. Imagine something like a physical thing. But this is something which is a life skill. It will take time. We have to start the journey. Now, this is one more concept which we need to understand about. Swami says about illusion. Okay, and Swami emphasizes why inward vision is so important. Swami says that I'm sure all of you have traveled in the train, and I'm sure when the train was in the platform, you're waiting. Your train is right next to the platform, and suddenly you see that side of the window, or you're sitting in the window, one more train is passing next to you. And you're observing the train which is passing next to you. And after a few seconds, you feel that your train is moving. You feel that your train is moving, but actually your train is not moving. Okay. You feel that. And when you look that side, your train is in the platform. But when you look that side and you look at the other train which is moving, you feel your train is moving. So now this is something which we need to understand. This analogy Swami only is given in Sandhya Nivarani. This is called Maya. This feeling is called Maya. Is you feel that you're moving, but it's not the truth. And Swami says, just to come out of the feeling, what you need to do, you look towards something which is stationary, which is always immovable, which is platform. Same thing, many times in life, there are situations we feel, I trust this guy, I know this person, I know, no. But reality is you have had several bad experiences, but you're in denial, okay? You still want to trust him because you feel, you're going, this is my gut feeling, this is my feeling. What Swami is saying, your feeling might not be always right. Your feeling, just because you feel, doesn't mean it is the truth, because it is a part of Maya and illusion. Okay, so of course, because of that feeling, most of us have been victim of going by our feelings and being cheated and all that. Okay, so we would have ended up with several bad experiences in life. The role of bad experience in samsara is, Swami gives the example of a rocket. A rocket has got several tires, several sections. For a rocket to break out of the gravitational pull, there's something called a escape velocity. It has to reach a particular speed, after which the rocket is free to go into the universe. If otherwise, it will go to a particular thing and come back and fall in the ocean. So it requires something called a booster pump, booster push. So at every stage, not as every few 100 kilometers or tens of kilometers, I'm not precisely sure of how many kilometers, one part of the rocket gets detached because its role was to supply the fuel. It is nothing but a fuel carrier to push the carrier. The moment it is exhausted the fuel, it breaks away and goes. So next fuel gets activated, next part. So the role of every part, you can see this is a rocket and there's a part which is getting detached from the rocket. The role of that particular person in your life, the role of that particular job in your life, the role of that particular situation in your life was to give you that push towards the reality. Okay. So if you have that attitude that no experience is a bad experience because it is a blessing in disguise, because it made me think, it made me make certain decisions in my life, certain changes in my life, which was for my own good. Retrospectively, you will thank that person. But this is possible only if you have a positive attitude. You can always be having a negative attitude and be depressed about the whole thing, rest of the life, cursing and cribbing the person. You know? So attitude, again, going back to the beginning only, it's very important that you should have a positive attitude. Everything that has happened, whether it is bad, what is it that what is it that I can learn from it? And what is it that I need to change in myself so that I am a better person to handle such a situation? If that is the attitude, then we are in the right direction. No experience is a bad experience. Yes, experience may be painful, okay, but remember, brothers and sisters, we should be thankful. If there is a pain in my hand, I know something is wrong. If there is no pain, ask any diabetic high sugar people, their sensitivity towards pain has reduced. Okay, they might have a cut in the leg, they will walk around blood everywhere. They're not, the sensations have become weak. Okay, so the pain is your friend. Because see, when I get a heart attack, when I'm getting a chest pain, it pains. Pain is there because the blood is not able to flow. There's a blockage. If you don't even know, if you don't have a pain, you will collapse, you will die. So pain is a friend, actually. No pain, no gain. Okay. Okay, so this is the next chapter. Next chapter is a very fast summary I will do because it is more pictorial where, see, Swami says there are 10 senses, 10 sins which are there. Okay, when we read it, if you see the chapter 4, promote the welfare of everybody, Swami says that, okay, there are mental flaws, physical tendencies to injure the life. Adultery is bad, theft is bad, which is at a physical level sin. Then the verbal level, when we speak something, giving false alarms, cruel speech, we are very harsh to somebody, just some people are having high blood pressure, they keep scolding their relatives or family members or boss or students. Jealous talks, out of jealousy, you talk, then lies. The mental attitude of greed, envy, and see, yes, we know this, we read it. But what is the impact? See, what happens in Kali Yuga, everything is not straightforward. Look at this image, left side. And this image is where Parikshit is a very nice person. In general, is a very nice person. Many of the time, our behavior, we have suddenly shouted or we broke something or we did something. We are thinking, what happened to me? I don't behave like this. That's not me. We have ourselves felt. Okay, that's because there is something called aparigraha. Aparigraha is there is a discipline in Yoga Shastras that you should not be simply taking and using some other people's objects, especially something as intimate as a food, which we eat and it goes inside, because with those objects, very subtle qualities enters you. Okay, and you will see certain thought process or behavior or certain tendencies in you, which is very alien to you, which you yourself will think next day, or that's not me. How did I do that? In this instance, Parikshit, he is the son of Abhimanyu, grandson of Pandavas. He's from such a noble kingdom and is a very nice spiritual person. He was lost in the forest, and for 2 days he was extremely thirsty, and he goes into a hermitage and he sees one rishi is meditating, and he's extremely thirsty. In that thirst, he says, I want water, but the sage is not responding because he's in deep meditation. Okay, he's in real deep meditation. He gets upset. To express his anger, he takes a dead snake and puts on the neck of the rishi, which is very unnatural of his behavior. It is not his, I might be thirsty, I might be angry, but I mean, even from his standard, he wouldn't have done it. But what had happened is, in those days, the kings, when they used to go for, when they used to conquer other kingdoms, other kings, they used to take the kiritam, the crown, and they used to collect it in their hall. So those days when they used to go for outing, one of the outing was hunting, they used to randomly pick up a crown and go because they're king. So that day, Parikshit had to pick the crown of a king by name Jarasandh. Jarasandh was known for his arrogance. He was known for his arrogance. Okay. Jarasandh was a very arrogant king. Now, the quality of arrogance, because Parikshit was wearing the crown, certainly entered him. And thus this behavior. Okay. Sometimes that's why you have to be very careful where you eat. And two, Brahmarpanam. Okay. Nowadays, of course, being practical ground, sometimes we are helpless. Indulging is one thing. Okay. But according to Desha Kala Paristiti, Swami is so kind, our God, contemporary God of Swami Sathya is so understanding. He says, do Brahmarpanam. Okay. Then the negative effects and qualities goes off. That's why Brahmarpanam is very important. Okay. That is one. Aparigraha. Second thing is Hita Shatru. Hita means benefit. Shatru means enemy. Look at this. Ravana coming in the disguise of sage and cheating Sita. I'm cutting it short. I'm jumping fast because in today's world, no, enemies, no, in Ramayana time, enemies used to come. You look at Rakshasa, you can see it's a Rakshasa. You'll stay away. In during Mahabharata time, Duryodhana had jealousy, anger, greed all over his face. He was not hiding it. It was so. I mean, you can see it was directly expressed in the behavior. But in Kali Yuga, the both negative and positive both are inside us. Okay. And you will see many Hita Shatrus. Enemies will come with a smiling face and they'll backstab and go. So you have to be all the more so alert. Okay. Hita Shatrus, they're called Hita Shatrus. Okay. And look at the rightmost image where Lakshmana is drawing the line. I'll quickly narrate a quick incident of how we think nowadays. So in one of our awareness class, our teacher was teaching this. I was just going through this episode where Lakshmana puts the Lakshman Rekha in front of Sita. And prior to that, of course, Rama had very clearly told, don't leave Sita even for a moment. Just few days back only, there was Khara and Dushana came with 14,000 Rakshasas and I had to handle them. Okay. And so Sita, we are on trouble. Lakshmana has never disobeyed Rama. Okay. Rama's command is his breath. But that day, we know the golden deer came. It was Marichi. He goes into the forest and he shouts in the voice of Rama, hey Lakshmana, hey Sita. And Sita, is petrified. Go Lakshmana, go and help your brother. He says, no, nothing can happen. Then she starts telling, no, you have to go. Then she starts blaming that you have got some evil intention in your mind. Lakshmana is not able to bear that, but still is trying to control himself because he will not break Rama's command. But finally she says, if you are not going, I will go. Then he had no option, but he himself had to go and he puts the Lakshman Rekha. So then one of the students said, sir, can I ask you one thing? Lakshmana had to obey Rama's command, right? Take care of Sita. At the same time, Lakshmana had to obey Sita's command also because if he wouldn't have gone, she would have gone. So he had to. So what he could have done is, he could have taken 10-20 steps ahead and gone and hid behind a tree. Okay, keeping eye on Sita. That way, if Ravana would have come for kidnapping, he would have fought with Ravana also. Because Sita would have thought, okay, Lakshmana has gone for Rama. At the same time, he knows that nothing can happen to Rama. So he's also keeping his. So this is how we think, we do all this jugad. Then the revelation is, in those days, your thought, your word, and action was same. This concept of saying something, doing something, and thinking something separately was not there. But it has become so natural in today's world. And this is for ourselves to introspect how much we are able to align our thought, word, and deed. The more we do it, it is good. Because then that is the definition of purity. What is purity? Manasekam, vachasekam, karmanekam, mahatmanam. That is what the purity of thought, word, and deed. That is very essential. And the last thing which you have to understand is the nature. Swami says, run away from bad company. Okay. Today's world, this sounds very simple, okay, but today's world, they will come with a very logical reasoning and you'll fall for it. Look at this image. What do you see? You're seeing a tortoise on which one scorpion is sitting. Okay. Mark this. Tortoise was about to cross the river. Scorpion did not know swimming. Scorpion says, hey, tortoise, I need a lift. Will you cross me? Help me go that side. Tortoise says, no, I'm sorry, I cannot give you a lift because you will sting me. Then Scorpion gives a very logical answer. Mind it. Logical answer. He says, if I sting you, I will also drown. Why should I sting you? It's very logical. And the tortoise falls for the logic and says, okay, you come and sit on my back. And as they are crossing the river, right in the middle of the river, the scorpion stings the tortoise. And tortoise is shocked. He's absolutely shocked. What's wrong with you? It's in extreme pain. He's not able to understand. And says, how can you do this? Are you mad? You want to die? You know what the answer of the scorpion is? Scorpion says, I'm so sorry. I could not control myself. It's my nature. So always remember one thing. Never ever trust people with bad nature. Okay. They might have 100% sound reason, and they will convince you by reason. Okay. Don't run away. Just run away. Don't get fooled. Because at the end of the day, they are slave of their nature. Always remember this. Okay. I think there are three more slides, and then we'll be concluding the session. But this slide is very simple and straightforward. Swami says, be unaffected from the illusion. And one of the way we can be unaffected from the illusion is, you can see there is a jackfruit. Before cutting the jackfruit, we actually apply oil. And Swami Ramakrishna Paramahamsa has told that when you apply the oil, no, the sticky liquid which is there in the jackfruit will not stick to your hand. Same way, when you have to enter, Swami says, be in the world but not of the world. How do we do that? How do you insulate yourself from the attachment? Is that oil is nothing but bhakti, love for God. If you've got love, prema for God, you will not fall for all the attachments and unnecessary distractions. And one of the ways of being in love with God is always being engaged in Ramakarya, like Hanuman. Always when you are in Ramakarya, I'll give a simple example. I'm feeling thirsty right now. My tongue is feeling thirst. There is a glass of water. I go, take the glass of water, drink. When I drink the water, my thirst is quenched. So what has happened? The hand, if the hand disobeys, if hand doesn't want to cooperate, no, then I cannot drink water. So in the moment I felt thirsty, the moment my hand moved to the glass and it drank, it has become one. So the tongue, the thirst, and the hand all became one. We always say, Swami, I want to be one with you. We want to be one with you. If you want to be one with God, be one with His will. Okay, His will. You want to be one with God, this is called being one with the God. When you are engaged in Ramakarya, you are one with God. You become one with God. In that moment, you have become. Once Hanuman was flying and one person was sitting, and in the early morning, one farmer was in ablution. Okay, he was clearing his bowl in the field, and this is Swami's story only. This is not some. He just says Ram, Ram, Ram. He's doing. Okay, Hanuman gets upset. What is this? He's in morning. He's doing ablution. He's chanting Rama's name. He goes and punches him. Shameless fellow! You go and chant Rama's name after taking bath. This is not the way you should be chanting Rama's name. This is not the place. So he goes back, and when he goes to Rama and sees Rama's got a big face, Rama's face is swollen. He says, Prabhu, what happened? Who has done this to you? Hanuman, you have done this to me. He says, how is it possible? Then he says, when anybody chants my name, at that moment, I become one with that person. Okay. I become one with that person. Okay. So was that message for me? I don't know. I didn't understand the language. But anyway. So how to be one with God? See, when we do meditation, it's one with one. We become one. We realize, and there's no identity, me or you separate. So start by engaging in Ramakarya. You start. See, that's got faith. Faith is what you believe in something which you cannot see. After some time, you start seeing what you used to believe. And last thing is remove your doership. This I will very quickly say. This Arjuna is there. There's a wild boar, and there is one more tribal chief who's there. Tribal chief was actually Lord Shiva. So when he was praying for Pashupatastra, he had gone to Himalayas. At one point, a wild boar. Shiva wanted to test whether he's eligible to get Pashupatastra. So one wild boar goes charging towards Arjuna. Arjuna immediately shoots the boar. At the same time, one more arrow hits the boar, which is being sent by the tribal chief. And they both start arguing that I shot it first. Then they have a fight. And in the course of the fight, Shiva is in the tribal chief's form. He defeats Arjuna so badly. Arjuna cries out and he thinks of Krishna. He remembers Krishna. At that moment, Shiva and Parvati, they show their real form. Okay, the moral of the story is, always remember whatever we are doing, it is surely God's gift. It's without God, everything, this voice, this everything is God given. Swami says, somebody told, Swami's one statement was, talent is God's gift. Please write this down. Talent is God's gift. What we do with the talent is our gift back to God. And in one instance, Swami says, talent itself is God. If talent itself is God, ghamand kis baat ka? What are we feeling? Why our collar goes up automatically? What are we feeling of? That is the doership. That is the ego. Somebody praises, automatically our collar goes up. That's why we should have round neck t-shirt sometime. So that ego, is so bad, and it's so subtle. The doership is so much there inside us. We have to always be alert. And the last thing, if you see, Swami is standing in the heaven. I mean, there's a photograph where they show Swami is in the heaven. So this is a very beautiful instance. I had a good opportunity of interacting one husband and wife couple in 2010. And they had got interview from Swami sometime in 1970s. And they were inside the interview room, and they asked Swami, we heard that you're Purnavatar. Swami said, yes. Swami, we want to hear from you what is the important significance of Purnavatar. Then Swami says, see, there are three types of karmas. Prarabdha karma, Sanchit karma, Agami karma. Now, Prarabdha is, for this birth, this particular birth, what all I'm supposed to go, it is predestined, okay? That's my Prarabdham. Agami is what I'm doing at this moment, okay? And Sanchita is, for example, Sanchita is the set of accumulation of all the karmas that I'm supposed to go through in rest of my several births in future. It's like, suppose there are 1,000 bags of rice. So God decides, okay, pull out this rice bag. So in this jarma, you have to go through this karmas. That is my prarabdha karma. But the remaining 999 sacks are my Sanchita karma, which I have to probably exhaust in several other births. Because sometimes I have to come in a male body, sometimes I have to come in a female body. Sometimes I will be in a male body for series of 3, 4, 5 births. Then I have to be in a female body. So karma is a very complex thing. Okay, we'll not put our head into that, but this is what it is. So it is in the hand of Purnavatar that what he can do is he can burn out. If you win his grace, he can burn out all your Sanchita karma. Imagine what a boon it is. Prarabdha karma itself, if you look back our last 20, 30 years and next 20, 30 years, we don't know. Oh my God, so many instances of good or bad. And like that, if they say thousands of more birth is there, oh my God. Okay. But if you win the God's grace, if you win Satya Sai Baba's Purnavatara's grace, he only has the sanctioning ability to cancel all your Sanchita karma. Okay. Then Swami says something very interesting. Swami holds their hand, both their hand. And Swami tells them that one day all this will become ash, including Swami's own body. Swami is telling that all this will become bhasma. Okay. At that time, when you come to me, I will not ask you your qualification. I will not ask you how much money you have made, how much property you own. I am not interested in all this. I'll ask you only one question. Brothers and sisters, please listen to this statement. I'll ask you only one question. How much of love that I gave you in your heart, you shared with the rest of my creation? Rest of the creation is not only human beings, animals, plants, and everything. See, when I keep a paper, I can keep it lovingly. I can we think they are non-living. We know the famous story of saris weeping when Swami left 4 saris, when Swami did not take. See, it is the bhavam. If you are in the prema bhava, that is what you are every moment, whenever you're walking also. One of the devotees, they were getting so many interviews, and then I caught one day and told, I'm just curious, what is the secret? Like, we asked, what is the secret? He told, see, Swami has taught them one thing. When you get up in the morning, when you put your feet down also, say, thank you, Bhumata, thank you, because you are giving me a base, I'm able to stand. Every moment, there is a sense of love and gratitude. When you start living like that, you will see the whole universe is nothing but love. It is nothing but God's love. That's the fact. And that is the stage that we should ripen into. See, when the mango is green, it is raw. What is the point on dying raw itself? See, it has to ripen into a sweet mango. Our life also should sweeten into something which, and this only thing which will sweeten it is love. Love, love, love. Prema. And prema only gives and forgives, Swami says. It gives and forgives. Okay. But greed is, it gets and forgets. Okay. That's the difference between giving and forgiving, getting and forgetting. The more we cultivate this mental attitude of prema, the more we'll dive deeper into meditation. The more we do meditation, the more there's a word called sahaja swabhav. Your natural stage, you'll be a loving person. The natural composition. Okay. This is one instance which Swami has given in the, I'm sure all of you would have read, but this is a very powerful analogy. If you have not read, please go and read it. It is in chapter number 4, the placid, calm, unruffled character wins out. And this is the image where Swami is talking about this image, hundreds of years back, hundreds and thousands of years back. This was a reality. There was volcanic eruption. This was how Earth was. Okay, what you're seeing in the left side of the image. Okay, you can't even imagine life to be there. But in the water somewhere, a small microbe was there. Okay, small microbe was going. It was silent. It was insignificantly small in front of what was going on. What Swami says is, in life, always remember, the silence has always more power than noise. Always remember, meditation makes you a silent and more effective and more powerful persona. Because in this microbe, the Chaitanya was there, and the same Chaitanya grew up to become the highest evolved species of what we call as human being. And in the human form, God himself, Avatar himself have come. See the potential from where it started. When I see this example, no, I see there's a saying that every time a new baby is born, it is a proof that God has not yet given up on humanity. He still has hope. Okay. So when God is entrusting with this hope that yes, we should, when God is entrusting us with the hope, then we should have the trust on ourselves, faith in ourselves. Faith in God is again faith in ourselves, that we can be a better version of ourselves every passing day. Sometimes we slip and sometimes we do mistake. We are humans. But let it not say, Swami says, you fall 100 times, I will still pick you up. But that doesn't mean that you have to deliberately fall 100 times. We fall sometimes. That's called accidentally we fall sometimes. But learn from it and pick yourself up and move on and change yourself. Don't beat yourself, and this is not the way. Always there is a hope. So look at the microbe and look at what avatars themselves have come. See the potential that is latent in us. So this is the last slide. The real problem, if I were to say, if what I felt is ajnana, Swami says ignorance is the root of all the problem. The real problem is what, we have not tasted that experience. Okay. See, once I might give, Rasgulla is a very famous dish, Rasgulla or Gulab Jamun. Once I give you a taste of it, no, I don't have to tell this is this color, this texture, this, that. No, you've tasted it once, you'll go for it. Same thing, this experience has to be experienced. And with all the slides in the previous slides, which is covered in chapter 3 and 4, which is because I was told to present and summarize chapter 3 and 4, and what all concepts Swami has given in the form of images. This is nothing but the mental attitude and the mental preparation that we need to have, so that it strengthens our practice of meditation. Meditation in turn strengthens these traits which is desirable. Okay. So again, the question is, what is the gift of faith? The faith is something which you cannot, you have faith in something which you do not believe. The gift is you start seeing it, you start experiencing him more and more because you had faith in the first place. With this, I would seek your permission. Thank you for this opportunity. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you so much. Now the session is open for question and answers. Dear brothers and sisters, please raise your hand in order to ask your queries. Yes. Donaparthi Venkatesh, brother Donaparthi Venkatesh, please unmute yourself.
Sairam sir, I am Pawan Kumar.
Sairam.
In daily life, I find where the 10 sins, one of the sin is injury to the life.
Sorry, can you repeat the sentence? Can you little slow, brother?
In the 10 sins, one of the sin that is mentioned, the physical sin, one of the mentioned is injury to the life form.
Yeah.
In daily life, in my everyday life, I find myself commonly that I am injuring life when I am like killing the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Initially, I was not bothering, but nowadays, actually, I'm feeling the pain of the mosquito also. But I don't know how to like address that issue. Can you please? Means
You put
whatever you.
Odomos or put sleep in mosquito net. I'll tell you, our Shastras are so nice now. See, sometimes when you're cycling, when you're going by bike also, we go over ants, accidentally. These are accident things, okay? So what they say, you have to do Bhuta Puja. Bhuta Puja is nothing but feed the animals, give biscuits, feed the birds. That is one way of, see, the intention is not to hurt, but even when we are cooking food, okay, or in the process of so many activities which is happening, unintentionally so many deaths of small kitanus, jivanus happens. Okay, so our shastras have told, have told that okay, it has happened, fine, but have an as a gratitude or as a, what to say, as a what's called exculpation. What you do is you feed the animals. You can be feeding the birds in the morning. Okay, you can be feeding a dog. Okay, that is there. Our Hindu Sanatan Dharma is there. As far as mosquito is concerned, I can say you better start using mosquito net or put odomas and put mesh in your windows. I mean, this is the thing. As long, see, for example, one of my friend, he told we can always get Lakshman Rekha and kill the ants. But he did Google. If you really want something nowadays, we Google. Even you ask any research or anybody, everybody search. So he found out the ants are averse to coffee. Okay, so he bought coffee powder and put coffee instead of getting Lakshman Rekha and killing. He put coffee powders. So when the intention is good, no, you will find a way. And now Google is there. You can just find out anything. If, so that would be my response to your query.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we have ETNN NLP 23F04. Madam, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Sairam sir, the session was really wonderful.
Thanks.
You talked about the three gunas and the obstacles that we have, like in sattvic obstacle, rajasic obstacle, and tamasic obstacle. So in reality life, how do we identify these three obstacles? I mean, how do we know how to tackle them? Only if we know the kind of obstacle will we know how to tackle it, right, sir? So you said if it's sattvic, we need to talk softly. If it's rajasic, we need to be tactful. So how do we identify?
So see, it's more of we see, it is based on our discrimination power. See, we are talking about the path of meditation. Okay, as you meditate more and more, there's something called intuition, which all of us have. Intuition, it develops. That is number one. Number two, in the beginning stages, no, of course, there's always, it's like hit and trial. You learn. It's not the first time only you know the person. We always have to see. So there's a saying, love all but trust only God. But at the same time, at an operational level, we have trust to some extent, because otherwise we cannot function. Most of the, when I was addressing this example, most of the tamasic obstacle is within us. Laziness is number one. Okay. But Sathwa and Rajas, Sathwa is, as I said, there are people who come, they might be doing satsang also, so-called satsang. Okay. But satsang, Swami has told in one of the discourse, I was like surprised to see that. Swami says, meet with good people during satsang and talk only good things. Okay. So I was wondering why Swami added that. Many times, we get into a gossip mode and we start talking about this and that. They're essentially overall they're good people. But why are we talking all unnecessary stuff? Why Swami has to add? Because that's what is happening even at, so that becomes a sattvic obstacle in our own sadhana. Okay. Now, talking about rajasic thing is, yeah, we will get a sense if somebody is trying to hamper you, you have to be tactful. One tactful way is to avoid that person. Okay. Give some reason that you're busy and you just try to avoid it. If the person is really, then you have to start stepping up and being bold and telling things on face. Okay. Sometimes, to say no or to say being tactful works up to a particular point. But after that, if the person is so obstinate, you have to be confrontational. Again, there is no blueprint or standard formula for this. According to the Desha Kala Paristhiti, I'll give you a small example. Once Swami was coordinating, Swami was hosting a lunch, and when Swami hosts a lunch, like so many items will be there. Swami is a very good host, physically speaking. Swami is we don't like to talk Swami in past tense because Swami is always there even now. But the form, okay. So this was sometime in 1990s. I'll quickly, in 1 minute, I'll summarize what you're addressing. So Swami was hosting the lunch, and Swami will come and check whether all items are ready or not. So Swami came inside the kitchen, and that day there were 2 varieties of sambars. Okay. And one was radish sambar, one was brinjal sambar. Because the sir who shared the experience, he was saying that he was shifting the sambar from inside the kitchen to outside counter. As he was shifting, Swami entered the kitchen. And inside kitchen, there was nobody. I mean, workers had already cooked and they left. And sir was one of the students. That time he was a young teacher. He was entrusted with the serving duty. So he was shifting the sambar. And Swami looked at the vessel and told, "What is this?" He told Swami, "Sambar." Swami told, "Yeah, I can see it's sambar. But which sambar is this?" So sir started shaking it. He thought some piece will come up, okay? So he started shaking it. And Swami told, "I did not tell you to dance. I told you which sambar it is." So he told Swami, "I'm just trying to get this piece up so that I can tell you what it is." And Swami told, "Just smell and tell me what it is." So he smelled and told Swami, "This is mulangi, that's radish sambar." Okay, go fast, go keep it and all that. Now fast forward, after 40-45 minutes, guests have come, everybody is sitting, everybody is having food, Swami is going around and blessing everybody. And then this sir is serving shifting one particular sambar from one counter to another counter. As he was shifting it, one VIP asked him, "Hey, what is that?" He says, "Sambar." "Which sambar?" And he smells it and he tells, "This is this sambar." Okay. So Swami sees that, and Swami, he keeps the sambar in that counter, and as he's coming back, Swami with his eyes, he tells like this, he does, "Okay, come inside." Swami takes him inside the kitchen, closes the kitchen door, and blasts him, gives him a nice spanking for almost 5 minutes. And he told Swami used all the Telugu words, all Telugu vocabulary of all the animals, he covered it. And he was clueless why Swami is shouting at him. He was absolutely, why Swami is shouting at him. Then after 5 minutes of torrential, that Raudram, he told Swami, "What did I do, Swami?" Then Swami says, "How can you smell the sambar and tell which sambar is this?" Then he told Swami, "You only taught just now. Half an hour back, you only taught me." Swami told, "That is inside the kitchen. I did not tell you to do outside the kitchen. You have to use." Then he told, even when God gives you an instruction, you should see the Desha Kala Paristhiti. You should see the Desha, place. You should see the Kala, time, Paristhiti, situation, and use your discrimination in applying the God-given teaching. So when you're saying this Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, we have to use our discrimination always. Every situation is unique. Each person your personality is different, or everybody's personality is my personality. People who are coming, it's a dynamic reality we are living in. Okay. So only thing what God has given us, somebody told Swami, if I have to travel 50 kilometers, and Swami's example, 50 kilometers, if you have to travel in the road, and if you're waiting that entire stretch of 50 kilometers, there should be lampposts, then only I'll start my vehicle. It will never happen. The headlight in the car, which shows you the next 20-30 meters, okay, you only need to see the next 20-30 meters to finish, whether it is 50 or 100 kilometers, because the moment you have crossed 30 kilometers, 20-30 meters, you can see the next 20-30 meters. And that's how you finish the entire journey. And what is that light which shows us the next 20-30 meters in a life is our discrimination power. Remember, at this point, what is the best thing that you can do, is the wisest thing that you can do. It is your discrimination faculties, and God has given us that headlight here. If we don't use it, then we are at the mercy of situation. We have to use our discrimination. And with that, with the entire journey of life, we can cover. That's my humble answer. I mean, whatever I can say from my understanding, if it has helped you.
Thank you, sister. Next, brother, this is the last question.
Sure.
Sister Ananya from Uttar Pradesh, please unmute yourself.
Sir, first of all, thank you for this knowledgeable and beautiful session. My question is that as you said that power of silence is always higher than noise, but sometime it became very necessary to raise your voice or speak, but you know it is going to hurt someone, but at the same time, like telling truth is very necessary, became very necessary, but it is going to hurt someone. That at that time, what we should do?
See, I'll tell you what. See, when we say silence is more powerful than noise, see, it's noise. There's something we in physics we say noise and signal. Okay, signal is lost in the noise. We never said that you should not speak. You should speak up where you're supposed to be speaking up. Okay, but at the same time, the inner equilibrium, the inner calmness should be there. Okay, I'll give you an example from Swami's life also. In 1960s, I think 1956, General Hospital in Puttaparthi was inaugurated. Okay, when the General Hospital was inaugurated, there was only one doctor at that point of time. There was only one doctor. And when the doctor used to go for lunch, Swami used to come and sit. In case some patients will come, Swami used to attend directly. That was the situation at that point of time. Over the years, slowly doctors increased, and those days, it was very rudimentary, very basic. So the BP machine was brought. Okay, so only one BP machine was there. So Swami sent some 8 new BP blood pressure monitoring machine. Okay, so Swami sent it. This was like maybe some 5-6 years down the line when the hospital was opened. So those days, because resources were so limited, the doctor in charge, what he did, he took all the 8 BP machine and he logged it inside the almirah. Okay, he didn't want it to get spoiled. Okay, Swami has sent it for future use. Okay, because one BP machine is there, let us manage. So patients were coming with that one BP machine, they were managing it. So one particular day, Swami came. And that person, that in charge doctor, had gone somewhere. Swami told, I had sent so many patients are waiting. I had sent some 7-8 BP machine. Where are they? So immediately the nurses and they got little worried. Like they started searching for the doctor. So Swami was waiting. Swami just pretended to wait. Then Swami told one of this machine is there. No, just check my blood pressure. And it was 120/80. Then after some 10-15 minutes, Swami said, where is the doctor? Why it is taking so much time? Swami shouted and Swami blasted. Swami has to, that's the difference. There's a difference between becoming angry and showing anger. Okay, becoming angry and showing anger. So Swami shouted at them and the doctor came running, sweating, sorry, Swami. And Swami shouted, did I give this BP machine to you for you to keep it inside the almirah? And Swami's eyes were red. Swami takes the Raudram form, no? And then Swami told, take it out. And they took it out. And then Swami, check my blood pressure. They checked Swami's blood pressure. It was 120/80. Okay. Swami's blood pressure was perfectly. Then Swami told, see, you have to show anger. Okay. But you don't have to become angry. Okay. When you become angry, because you've lost control. That is, when you show anger, it's called righteous indignation. Where you're supposed to be voicing out, you should voice out. Okay. Just like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa had told Brahmananda to voice out. Okay, he's supposed to. But you don't become angry. So in that context, you're saying that some people might get hurt and all that. Yeah, if truth is bitter and it has to be told, it has to be told. But you don't become angry and your blood pressure has gone up, because Swami says when you become angry, your blood is hot for 3 months. Okay, and your nerves will become weak. That is what anger does to us. Okay, so this is what meditation teaches us. There is a disconnect, at the same time connect. You are disconnected from the lower impulses because you're connected with the higher impulses, but still because we have to operate at a day-to-day level and we have to interact with the world, you have to do the acting. See, when I come to the stage, I'm acting as Arjuna or Bhimasena. All the time I remember I'm Ganesh. Okay, but I have to play the role of Arjuna. I have to play the role of Bhimasena on the stage. Same thing when you're meditation, when you're going to meditation, it's a role. You're a doctor or an engineer. It's a role you're playing. You have to do the best of the act that you're supposed to be doing. But internally, don't become upset. Don't get affected. That means you have not learned, you have not yet identified or touched the core of your own self, that is Atma. So that is what meditation does to us. So this is one more example. I hope this example has made some sense to the sister who asked this question.
Thank you so much.
Sairam.
Sairam, dear participants, this session will be uploaded in our YouTube channel SSS NLP by tomorrow, and all your questions you can post there. Brother Ganesh will directly respond there. And brother, today's session, thank you so much for an enlightening, excellent presentation. You have
Thank you, Swami. Thank you, Swami.
You have given many insights,
Yes.
which are the best, awesome, really. And takeaways, if actually I have few takeaways in other sessions, but in this session, all the points are takeaways, all the points. And the way you depicted and explained, it went straight inward. And the way how they went is, we are very eager to put into practice and want to become one with the divine.
Absolutely.
Very fortunate to be in this session today. And it boosted so much, so energetic. The session is very energetic. I'm so grateful to, we all are very grateful to you for your time and patience and for your explanation. I pray Swami to bless all of us in this journey towards the divine. Thank you so much, brother. On behalf of all our
thank you for the
NLP
opportunity.
participants.
Thank you for the opportunity, all the participants. One thing I'll say, I just want pop how to keep the determination on. I'll just say one thing, just the this with last story, with your permission, the coordinator.
Yes, brother.
One story I will tell, and then I will probably will. See, once Krishna was standing at the banks of Yamuna, and one devotee comes and asks Krishna, who is your best devotee? So Krishna, in his own inimitable style, uniqueness of Krishna is, beautiful. Krishna says, go and get one rock from the river. So the devotee goes and gets one rock from the Yamuna river. What do you see? It's a wet rock. Break it. So the devotee breaks the rock. What do you see? It's absolutely dry inside. Then Krishna says, this rock has been inside the Yamuna for hundreds of years, but not a single drop has gone inside it. There are many devotees, there are many people who stay with me. From outside, they look wet. Okay. There might be cosmetic smiles are there. Scratch them little, no? All the anger, frustration, everything will come out. Okay. So, and same thing in Puttaparthi also, there might be people who are staying for 30, 40, 50 years. Fourth generation devotees, we may say. Okay. But probably the love, the message is not got inside. So Krishna, what he does is he goes near the Yamuna and takes his silk dhoti. Krishna used to wear silk, yellow dhoti. He dips the silk dhoti inside the water and removes it. Immediately silk absorbs all the water. Then Krishna says there are some devotees who come from different places. They stay here for a few days and then they go back. But in the presence of 2-3 days, they absorb all my love. It goes inside them immediately. Okay. They are far better than the rocks, which are full time with me, but not a drop is entering. And Krishna, even as he's talking, the wind is blowing and the silk dries off. So Krishna has to dip it again. So they come again to recharge themselves. Just like we come to Puttaparthi, we go to different Tirthasthala to recharge ourselves. So the answer to this question, somebody had asked how to keep the determination of. Swami says, there's a Telugu word, I'm forgetting, I'm not a Telugu background person, but Swami says the person who reads Bhagavata every day, he remains good. Every day every day we take bath, okay, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, okay, the water, every day we brush. But if you brush once in 2 months, 3 months, your teeth will go. You take bath once in a week and all, every day it's a 10 minutes thing. So every day that swadhyaya or 10-15 minutes, when you do, it's like our mobile charger, every day we charge it. So every day that 15-20 minutes of swadhyayam keeps you on the track. Sadhana, exactly, somebody says sadhana, personal sadhana. It can be Namasmarana, it can be Gayatri Mantra. Please, brothers and sisters, Swami has told in Dharma Vahini, you can give up any sadhana, any mantra, don't give up Gayatri Mantra. Please, Savita Gayatri, Om Bhurvusva. That is very, very, very powerful mantra. Okay, chant it. And luckily with Swami's direct voice, we have Gayatri Mantra chanting, do it. When you do that, it will keep your determination strong. Okay. And then Krishna, what it is the last, Krishna says, this is second type of devotee who is silk. But the third type of devotee is the best devotee. Krishna materializes a sugar candy. Okay, sugar candy and throws inside the water. And when the sugar candy comes in contact with the water, it dissolves and becomes one with the water. He says these are the best kind of devotees who, once they come in contact with me, they lose their identity, they become one with me. So it is, see, not to judge others, it is to introspect ourselves, whether we are rocks, whether we are silk, or whether we are sugar candy. If we are rocks, let us try to go towards being silk. If we are silk, let us try to go towards becoming sugar candy. And becoming one with them and losing our identity is nothing but, that is what meditation is. Sign off.
सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु शान्ति शान्ति शांति। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की।